I almost forgot that the complete planner starts in December for the monthly spreads. So I'm going to get started on an initial setup. Just before I do that, I am going to switch out one little thing I've been meaning to do in my pocket planner. As you'll remember, I had used a Coach insert or spiral in this planner that allows for a spiral insert, and I found that I'm starting to use it as a wallet, and I found some business card holders. They're just Avery adhesives. I put them in my passport planner, but knew that there was only a couple of months left in this 2025, and that I was moving it out because it was getting squashed. So I actually stuck this down inside with the adhesive backing so that I could use it fresh. So I'm going to remove that there, and it's been really great for holding cards. That's the one thing this doesn't have, is any card holders. I think it's more intended as a notebook holder, planner holder, and they just stick down, and the plastic is nice and thick. I've been able to double up or triple up or more on my cards, so I think I'll put one in the inside cover too. It just makes it easy to get. And in this one, I had one in the back, and this is cut because I had tried everything I could to try and make this fit. I obviously much prefer sterling ink. I'm a big fan. Oh, that was the front. So here's the back one. I like the design and the layout of sterling ink a lot, but in the interests of not hacking my cover, and it's good to try different things. I'm facing it inward, so the pocket will face inside, just so that if the card does fall out, hopefully it's kind of protected by having the rest of the planner there. But the other thought I had was, I do have these pockets in the actual, I could slip in I could use these for the cards, but I just worry they're not tight enough, and then I could slip in another pocket holder, but I'm just worried it will add too much bulk. So that is the first thing in order. Now, put that aside, and we'll get into this. So normally I forget about December starts in these planners, and here's my calendar card. I was planning to set up December and then possibly look at the goals section. My plan for this planner next year is to actually redo this section for goals with my family, having each member of our family so that they can focus on one goal. I found it like too many goals for me. Maybe I'm not too goal oriented. And I was going to change this. My planner theme for next year will be seasons. So I was planning to make it winter, and then have a box for a review of how that goal went. And this will be each person's goal. And then each season, spring, summer, fall, and then each second box for a review. So that's the plan. This I'm not sure about yet exactly how I'll use it. And then the quarterlies I'm going to retitle for the seasons, the 4 seasons of the year. And then here's December. So I just want to make it very basic because there are no corresponding weekly pages. The weeklies start December 29th. So I'm going to just keep it very simple and not what I'll be doing for the rest of the planner. Here's December 29th. I forgot that this is not I always do that. It's not a sequential months and then sequential weeks. December 1st starts on a Monday, and I'm planning to use it just for fun, to keep a track of the Christmas cards we get. That's something that I really love about the Christmas season, all the Christmas cards and letters that we receive from people. I don't think I'll be able to keep all of them in here, but I'm really excited that there's a a pocket this year, and I'll put some special cards perhaps in there. And because I'm wanting to keep this as a memory keeper, I think that's kind of a nice way to remember this month, which is all about Christmas for our family, and then also keep a track of the cards I'm sending out. We just received our cards today, and I was very excited. The ones that we're going to be sending out, so I'm getting to work on those. And I purchased some last year for my actual letters. I purchased some sticker transfer papers to put onto letterhead, and they look like this. I don't love all the designs, but they were really nice to put in corners or on the top of a letter. And they have like a loosely Christmas theme. That's very pretty for winter as well. So they're relatively easy to place. Just looking at which ones. These are already opened, so some of them will be missing. I didn't really care for the writing. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I don't know. I almost wonder if it's AI or something similar. Wishing you a white Christmas. It might be just bad translation. Christmas time is a thinking of others. Christmas time is thinking of others. That's actually a nice sentiment. So I really liked the look of that. Blessings in the winter. Oh, that's actually perfect for my seasons. Okay. So the way it works is I'm going to use this little domino that I picked up from my kids' toys. Last year I used like a little rolling pin, but it felt like it was a little bit big. Let's do that. I think I got these from, I believe it was Jet Pens. But they are the MU, Craft MU series print-on stickers. And they do sell, it's just 2 sheets here. They do sell a little tool. It was very inexpensive. I think I saw it for $2. Oh, there it is. It's right there. They have a little tool spatula to press down the stickers, as you'll see. But the nice thing about these is they get very little bulk in the planner. This page is actually very nice. So I'm going to start with a little one, and you can almost see an outline there when you're cutting them out. So you go, and I don't know if that's just their print. In fact, let's start with a really little one. And I think from memory, like very little of what you're cutting out, it will show up when you transfer it over. So you don't have to worry about how the actual cutting looks, because if you can see here, there's the faintest outline. You might be able to see just around there. So let's see. I'll put it somewhere discreet. Put it up there. Okay, so we're going to put it up there, and then you take off the backing paper. So we've cut it out. Take off the backing paper. It's kind of a tiny bit sticky, but not a heap. And then I've kind of placed that in the position I want. Then you go over it with your tool, just using the edge of this domino. I used an actual kind of kid spatula last year. And you're just kind of, it's a rub-on transfer. And you can, as you're lifting it off, because there's now this plastic here, and this is the part that becomes more seamless. As you're taking it off, you'll be able to see whether you've, so you can see there's a tiny bit there that I didn't get. So I can, before I remove it entirely and commit it, I could, if I can be bothered, go over it to try and get the rest of that down. And now you will see I got it all. And so, well, I got most of it, I think. There we go. Yep, that's really, really pretty. And there's really no appreciable bulk. I have noticed with because the Common Planet or Tomoe River paper is so thin, I've noticed that even writing creates the slightest indent that will bulk it up ever so slightly, but I think that's so pretty. So I'm going to keep going, and I'll probably put this on fast forward. Okay, well that's a lot for me since I'm not someone who normally adds any stickers, or at most one to a page, but that looks festive. That's good enough for me. I've marked some, like this little hat is on my childhood dog. He passed away on the 15th of December, and we used to put him in a Christmas hat, and you know, we light candles on the 24th. Obviously Christmas Day, we have lots of food left over in this week before New Year's. And then I put the winter sign, well, where there's less space that I'm going to be writing in with the new month. but also winter is technically starting the 22nd of December, so it's towards the end of the month. So that is, I don't have anything to write in yet because it's not the first. I guess I'll get to my goals. If we go to the goals section, put a little marker in here to keep my page. Love that. So the goals are here. Let's see. I want to use permanent ink in this one. I really wanted to use archival paper, pens and ink for this one. So I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to do that. I wanted to see if I could fit this guy in this cover, although I'm not planning to use a cover for most of the year. No, it doesn't fit. You can't do the closure, so that's a no-go. And that's because the hardcover makes it quite bulky. That's okay. It's a thick book. It's got 600 and something pages. 670, nearly 700. No, I'm scared to write on this. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, I can put one thing in here, which is I got this letter paper from Midori, which I've been including a page with my cards that we send out, and I'm trying to do a handwritten. It also takes typewriters pretty well, and it's got it's a letterpress, so it's got that deboss. You can kind of see it on this side. So really pretty. I did find that it was feathering with my stub nib, which the Tomoe River, actually, that paper does not do that. So that's kind of interesting. And it comes with, let's see, 8 sheets, 4 envelopes. So I guess they expect you to write the pages. So that's going to be, oh, I guess it's not going to fit either. Okay, nothing wants to fit, but that'll go in like that. Okay, so just trying to think about whether I write in this. I think I can do the seasons. I was going to just do winter. I'm not sure whether I should do all of them. Maybe I'll do all of them. I think that kind of makes sense. Okay. All right, let's commit. So this is my Montblanc 146, Meisterstück 146, and it's got a little bit of Montblanc Permanent Blue ink in it. It's actually running low, so I'm not sure if it'll hold out. Okay, I've been nervous about writing in this because I wasn't planning to do it so soon. All right. Oh, winter's here. Gosh, that was close. And then I'm going to put our names across here. So I've got a different place for everyone. We've got our dog and also our family goal. And I had a little think about some of these. Let me think. I'm not sure whether to write this in. obviously have to write over it. I think I should be keeping the colours to a minimum. So maybe I'll do print here for the review. It is this page, this side being a little, you know, there's lopsided. It is a little tricky to write on. Finally got an E at the end. Okay, so I was thinking of little goals that just remind, it's a memory keeper. So partly, you know, we're not big on, you know, these giant goals in my young family, but also things that'll remind me of where we were. I think I was going to use this uni one, but I'm not really sure on the longevity of that ink. So I've got my Kaweco. It's tucked in. Oh, I always forget that this comes out. There we go. All right, here we are. Okay, so I think that the baby's goal is the cutest. It relates to potty training. I'm getting the baby ready for potty training after the winter because it's kind of mean to train her in the winter. So it's going to be working on pushing down her pants on her own, which she's doing a good job of starting, but she needs to work on the end. And it's just going to be cute to look back on that. And that's like, it's a real goal. Pushing down. I was trying to think of whether to write in the first person or not. And then older sister for sure is going to be about getting on Santa's good list. I remember last year, anytime she was being naughty, she would immediately ask, am I still on Santa's good list? And we told her not to worry. She was worked up about it, but it is a cute memory, and I think she's already kind of working her way there again. So say staying on Santa's good list. She calls it the good list. I know it's the nice list. Dada, I feel like he won't make any goals until January, if he does. So I'll ask him then. I feel like I could come up with one, because, well, let's see. The dog has torn his cruciate ligament. He's an old boy. He tore his ligament in his knee, and so he is non-surgical because of his age. He's working on wearing a brace and hoping that that improves. So he's just got to rest and recover. But I know his goal will be getting back outside for his walks, to return to walks. And then my goal, winter. You know, it's funny, I should have thought about this already. I mean, I feel like it's going to be getting into an exercise routine. I am still nursing the baby, and one of my goals was to wean her, but I go back and forth on that, especially in cold and flu season. So I'm not going to make that a goal, because that's kind of playing it by ear and responding to her. So, and while the dog's been out of commission, my exercise has gone down, because normally we were taking him for a walk every day, and that I didn't realize that that was actually something that I would notice when it was not there. So increase, no, I'm just going to say, make time for exercise. This one is going to be, I mean, mine's not much of a memory, a memory one, although I do exercise with the kids a lot. So let's see, that is, stop waking everyone up with multiple alarms. I forgot to say what this pen is. This is the Kaweco Sport, the Piston fill plastic version, not the aluminum, and it's in the medium nib, and there's deAtramentis document ink violet in it, so that's supposed to be archival. A family goal, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I think winter Christmas family goal, I've really wanted to do this, and the last couple of years has been difficult with the little ones, but I think we're finally at the age where we can make this more of less of a one-off. We really love having a fireplace, and carols. We have a vinyl player, that we have some great carols on vinyl, but also we have the piano, and I think the girls will be big enough to enjoy that and be able to sing more of the Christmas carols this year. So yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out. The goals page for me last year, it was, kind of personally a lot of goals, more than I would normally. It was a little artificial. And then the breakdown having, it was almost too frequent, but also too far in advance that I wasn't thinking that far. So doing it season by season, and especially giving me then the ability to really change the goals, look at each person, but each season change as we need, and only having to fill out, kind of focus on these two columns, is very freeing. So I think if I find that the transfer stickers were a good idea, I really like the look of that. So I may end up getting some seasonal ones and adding them in. Although I think this is this spread is pretty heavy on text, and I may not want to have too much clutter. So we'll see how we go. But thanks for spending a little bit of time with me, setting up my complete planner for 2026, starting in December, and goal section for seasons. Have a great week, and talk to you soon.